Well, on to some regular news. The economiccollapseblog.com, Michael Snyder's site. He's the guy running in Idaho. And somebody reached out to me, Joe, I know him. And do you think maybe you could do a little interview with the guy? He's running. He could use a little support, get his name out there, whatever, that kind of thing, whatever kind of support you can offer the guy. And I'm thinking, yeah, I remember I emailed him a long time ago. Hey, do you mind if I read some of your articles? You have some good stuff on your site. I'd like to read to my subscribers. Dude, and his reply was something he didn't want, dude. It was something like, yeah, we just need to get the information out there in front of people. It's all about getting the right information to people. Let them see what's happening. Absolutely. So I'm like, cool, man. And from time to time, of course, you see me read his stuff. So it's funny that someone else, and that someone else, well, never mind. We'll get it. Really irrelevant. I was just going to say something else. It doesn't even matter. Anyways, I'll be glad to have him on the show and let him tell us what he's doing. Why is he running? Which I already know the answer, to fix this effing mess these other crooked politicians have left us with. So anyways, he got an article here. The economy is okay? ? U.S. retail store closings hit a new record high as West Coast homelessness, as I discussed the other day, is now soaring. If the U.S. economy is doing just fine, why have we already shattered the all-time record for retail store closings in a single year? Which I would like to remind some of you, when I first started covering this, and I would always come out here, another store bites the dust. Remember those days? Which I still do them, of course, but the early days of this year. And I said, the stuff that I'm looking at, the trajectory is showing that by the end of this year, we're going to shatter all the records. Okay, assuming that it continues. It's not just going to be a big lump sum and then all that falls off. The weather affected it, retail sale, whatever excuse in the book they can come up with, it affected it. Well, what did he just say? If the U.S. economy is just fine, then why have we already shattered the all-time record for retail store closings in a single year? So therefore, previous example or articles I was talking about, it has happened. Whenever I write about our retail apocalypse, many try to counter my arguments by pointing out the growing dominance of Amazon. And I certainly can't deny that online shopping is on the rise, but it still accounts for less than 10% of total U.S. retail sales. No, something bigger is happening in our economy, and it isn't receiving nearly enough attention from the mainstream media. Back in 2008, a plummeting economy absolutely devastated retailers, and it resulted in all-time record, at the time anyways, 6,163 retail stores being closed that year. Now remember, this was during the collapse. This is when you hear of somebody, I knew somebody that had 2 businesses, they lost it all. That was that time. So how can we now, in 2017, we're not in that time anymore. We don't hear those stories anymore. How could we have more closing now if everything's just fine and recovery, everything's good? That's my question. So far in 2017, over 6,700 stores have been shut down, and we still have nearly 2 months to go. The following comes from fake news entity known as CNN. More store closings have been announced in 2017 than any other year on record. Since January 1st, retailers... Oh, by the way, stop. J-Step, stop. Give the little pro tip, which you probably already know. I don't need to give this to you, but I'm going to give it to you anyways, in case it slipped your mind. Black Friday. Black Friday! Oh! And remember how, last year, they started saying, with all the craziness in the stores, we're going to start doing Black Friday online. You don't even have to leave your house. And you remember Gerald Celente years ago said, get ready for the cheapest electronics and TVs and computers and laptops you've ever seen. Stuff you don't need is coming way down in price. That's the way this goes. Did I mention I got a $398 55-inch TV at Walmart? Yes, I have. And I'm going to tell you it again. And the pro tip here, which again, you're probably like, it's not really pro, we already knew this. This Black Friday, get ready for some nice sales. When retail stores are closing left and right, believe me, there are going to be some nice sales going on. Since January 1st, retailers have announced plans to shutter more than 6,700 stores in the U.S., according to Fung Global Retail and Technology, a retail think tank. That beats the previous all-time high of 6,163 store closings, which again hit in 2008 amid the financial meltdown, according to Credit Suisse. Just within the last week, we have learned that Sears is closing down 60 stores, another 60 stores, and Walgreens bites the dust. Somebody pinch me right now. We're not talking Kmart, Sears, Walgreens? Walgreens? And Walgreens announced that it intends to close approximately 60? Nope. Add another zero, sucker. 600 locations. Overall, about 300 retailers have declared bankruptcy so far in 2017, and we are on pace to lose over 147 million square feet of retail space by the end of the year. Oh, but it is all Amazon's fault, right? Meanwhile, mainstream news outlets are reporting that homelessness is exploding out on the West Coast. For instance, we are being told that there are 400 unauthorized tent camps in the city of Seattle alone. Housing prices are soaring here thanks to the tech industry, but the boom comes with a consequence. A surge in homelessness marked by 400 unauthorized tent camps in parks, under bridges, and on freeway medians, and alongside busy sidewalks. The liberal city is trying to figure out what to do. But I thought that the Seattle economy was doing so well. I guess not. Down in San Diego, they are actually scrubbing the sidewalks with bleach because the growing homeless population is spreading hepatitis A everywhere. San Diego now scrubs its sidewalks with bleach to counter a deadly hepatitis A outbreak. In Anaheim, 400 people sleep along a bike path in the shadow of Angel Stadium. Organizers in Portland lit incense at an outdoor food festival to cover up the stench of urine in a parking lot where vendors set up shop. Proud to be an American. Fight for the rights of every man. Fight for the rights. Fight for the rights. Where's Hulk Hogan when you need him in his theme song? Come out, rip, dun, 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 dun. Rips his shirt off. USA. And we got our fellow Americans. Not immigrants like you see over in Paris. They're sleeping up and down the streets, from North African immigrants in there. No, these are Americans. And by the way, I covered this the other day in my video. Many, if not most, have full-time jobs. Just can't afford housing, so they got to sleep outside. Sorry. Unbelievable. Over the past 2 years, at least 10 cities or municipal regions in California, Oregon, and Washington have declared state of emergency because homelessness has gotten so far out of control. Does that sound like a healthy economy to you? The truth is that the financial markets have been doing great since the last financial crisis, but the real economy has never really recovered in any sort of meaningful way. With each passing day, more Americans fall out of the middle class, and the homeless populations in major cities all over the nation continue to grow. We truly are in the midst of a long-term economic collapse, and if we don't find a way to fix things, our problems will just continue to accelerate. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled to a heart that's true. No. Don't be fooled by the mainstream media. They may be trying to convince you that everything is just wonderful, but that is not the reality that most people are facing at all. Again, Michael Snyder is a Republican candidate for Congress in Idaho's 1st Congressional District, and you can learn how you can get involved in the campaign on his official website. His new book, entitled Living a Life That Really Matters, is available in paperback for the Kindle and on Amazon. And I'm thinking here, because, naturally, if a guy who I never knew he was running for office prior, I've been reading his articles for a while, and I never even knew he was going to, and then he decided one day, I've had enough. I'm joining. I'm going to try to get in there, help fix things. And I was like, yeah, good for him. But I got a sneaky suspicion, I'm sure you do too, that he's going to come on my show. I'm trying to make, someone asked me that they know him personally, hey, we think he'd be good on your show. You talk about stuff all the time. You read his articles. You know the kind of guy he is. Hey, he's trying to run for office. We'd like to talk a little bit about your show and that kind of thing. Shoot, yeah, bring him on. And I'm sure there might be a little bit of talk of, hey, if you want to help with this campaign, here's his website. I'm going to throw that out there as a, possibility. And it's well deserved. Let me say that. But I'm thinking, I wonder if I could convince this guy before we throw that line out there. Hey, if you want to help, campaign contribution to this guy, one who really you could use it and is a good guy. I wonder if we could do this in cryptos. Hey, listen, Michael, you might potentially be the next congressman. And you got a crypto wallet? You got a Bitcoin wallet? Listen, I want you to get this thing. It's called the Exodus wallet. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to send you a little donation myself. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Okay? Do your backup. I'll teach you all about it. And then use that for campaign contributions. And then when I tell my people, hey guys, if you want to help this guy out campaign contribution wise, how about throwing a little bit of crypto at him? Wouldn't that be fantastic? One of the first, and I think there might have been some others, but I'd say at least one of the first people to accept cryptos as a campaign contribution. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And then when he needs to start spending it, oh my God, Bitcoin's up, Litecoin's up, they're all up. So this amount I got earlier for campaign contributions is up even higher than I thought because it's been sitting here for a couple months. Now I need to tap it and it's worth a lot more. This is a wonderful thing. Would that not be freaking awesome? He may not be ready for Bitcoin though. He may not be ready for the altcoins or crypto in general and may just say, Joe, I'd rather just go to my website, hit the thing, use a debit card, credit card. And I would also, I'd say, I get it, I understand. But I am going to throw that out there because I'm a big proponent of cryptos, as you know. And that would be just cool to say that he came on my show, I convinced him to do it, and then you guys said, yeah, if he's willing to do it, let's throw a couple, give him a little Litecoin here, a little fraction of a Bitcoin, that old chestnut. Help a freaking guy out who deserves it and needs it. This is great. And I haven't heard anything back yet, but I'm sure he's going to want to come on. It's free, free advertising, so to speak, to put his name out there in front of people. And the guy, this is a good guy, man. This is a Ron Paul kind of guy. He's on the right side of things. I'll do anything I can. There'll be no charge. Oh, you're going to charge you money to come on the show, advertise on front of my channel? No. Freebie, for sure. Anyways, take care, my peoples.